on the I mean,
Horizon.
on the horizon. Yeah, yeah. Is there a fight? There isn't a fight this weekend. I think I was wrong about that.
No, there is a fight this weekend. I'm working it for Fox. It is Saturday and Sunday. I think the fights are on Sunday night.
Yes, I was right about that.
Yeah, you're right. It's Jeremy Stephens versus Du Hoi Choi in the main event. Jeremy Stephens, who the fuck is that guy? As Connor said, which was hilarious at that press conference back in the day. And Du Hoi Choi is the Korean Superboy. I think the last time he was in action was against Cub Swanson, Fight of the Year candidate. Might have got Fight of the Year. I'm not sure. It was an amazing fight. That's the main event. And then you got Vitor Belfort versus Uriah Hall in the co-main event. And the list goes on. But I don't know if you saw this, Lewis. In the FS1, the Fox Sports 1 prelim headliner, if you will. I'm not sure the official term. I think it is. The FS1 prelim headliner is Michael Johnson. Is it Michael Johnson? Yeah, Michael Johnson versus, I'm zooming in. I can't see it. Michael Johnson basically is on the prelims, and he's not happy about this. He tweeted out today, "What a joke. I don't even know who the other half of the main event is." He's talking about Du Hoi Choi there. "And a senior citizen as the co-main." He's talking about Vitor Belfort, of course. "Yeah, okay, yeah, makes perfect sense. Coming off Fight of the Year, nice main card in my hometown." That is Michael Johnson at the Menace, pardon me. Not happy. Now I kind of get it because
Justified?
Michael Johnson. Yes and no. I would say kind of justified. If you put yourself in his position. He's been around for the UFC. I'm not sure how many fights he's had. He's been in some very memorable fights. The fight with Justin Gaethje. I mean, that was my vote for Fight of the Year last year. Incredible performance. Okay, he lost, but still did great. Always in exciting fights. Fought Nate Diaz, best of the best. I think he's been in there with Khabib as well.
Yeah, he did. He lost to Khabib, Beneil Dariush. He's 1-4 in his last 5, but he's only lost to the fucking top dudes in that division, and it's a killer division. So, and it's all highlight, amazing, really incredible fights.
Yeah, for sure. Now, but when you just said that, Lewis, 1-4 in your last 5, maybe that's part of the deal. But the thing is, the FS1 prelim headline, they like to have a good fight because obviously that draws viewing figures. So in some respects, it's actually kind of a compliment that they put him in that position.
Yeah. Better than being like the first or second fight on the main card, because that all that is you are a good fight, right? But I think if you're the headliner of the online card, they're saying, hey, look, switch over to television right now. Look what you're going to fucking watch. I think that holds a lot of value. So I think he's kind of being a little bit of a baby about it, because that's a compliment, and he's not going to headline. I don't believe that he should be headlining over Du Ho Choi versus Stevens.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And in the co-main, as I say, Uriah Hall versus Vitor Belfort, he called him an old guy. But whether you love him or hate him, and I'm no fan of Vitor Belfort, but whether you love him or hate him, Vitor is a former heavyweight champion, former light heavyweight champion, middleweight contender. Everybody knows who Vitor Belfort is, and Uriah Hall's got a flashy style. So Vitor's probably going to get knocked out, and he has that cachet. He has that household name. So that makes co-main event. The thing is for Michael Johnson, and I kind of understand his frustration, what you got to remember is that it's his hometown. Where the fights are happening is his hometown. And, when people go there to watch the fights, generally they don't like to get there to the main card. If you're cool, you kind of get there halfway through the main card. I like to get there earlier. My son likes to get there for the first fight past prelim. But a lot of other people, they like to go out to dinner, have a few drinks, and then catch the last few fights.
Yeah. The people that are spending, it's funny because the people that are spending $500 or $1,000 on tickets aren't hardcore fans. Those are like rich casual fans, and that's why you see them filling in toward the second part of the half of the pay-per-view.
Exactly, which is crazy if you ask me. You spend all that money, I want to see the fights. But even still, so now Johnson's got to go away and explain to all his friends, look, listen, you're going to have to get there early because my fight's on at bloody 7 o'clock or whatever it is. So it just puts him in kind of an embarrassing situation, and I understand it. By the way, not that there's anything embarrassing about being the FS1 prelim headliner or being on the prelims. But his point is, as we just said, he's fought some of the best in the world. He's been in there with all of them, put on great fights. And he just feels a little snubbed. So I understand his frustration, but I also feel that maybe he's overreacting a little bit.
I completely get it, but here's the thing. It's how you carry yourself, right? Behind closed doors, bitch, moan, cry, fucking punch the wall, say fuck them. They don't know what they're missing out on. But when they have a microphone in front of you, I almost feel like there's an instinct that some guys have, which is to complain about what they don't have and the opportunities they don't have. And it doesn't come off in a positive light. We talked about this with Tyron Woodley before, and I feel like the average UFC fan watches that and they go, I don't know, dude, I'm not really connecting with this idea of this guy who is living his dream and doing something that he loves to do and making a lot of money doing it on television. He's sitting there complaining about what he doesn't have. I'm going to fucking 60 hours, of work a week. My mortgage is overdue. I can't afford Christmas gifts for my kids. I try to watch these fights to escape from my own bullshit. And I have this guy complaining about what he doesn't have. Doesn't really sit well.
No, you're right. But I assume that isn't why he's complaining. He's not necessarily looking for sympathy. I think what he's trying to do is just get some fan support, some people to, maybe tweet at the UFC or whatever, this and that, Jesus Christ, this guy keeps texting me. He's driving me crazy. If you're listening, Jason Palovich, I'm recording my podcast. Piss off. Oh my God, there it is again. Do you know what he's texting me about?
What is he texting me about?
He's texting me about, have you heard of this porn star, Lisa Ann?
She's on our network now. She just joined our network.
That's what I'm trying to tell him. I said, listen, fuck off. I know all about her. Luis J. Gomez has her podcast on her network. And he's texting me, she's the biggest porn site in history. Most Googled woman in porn. Has a huge following. I'm like, I don't even know why he's telling me this.
By the way, if this was an advertisement for her new show on the network, it would be brilliant.
I know, but it really isn't. It really isn't. I'm involved with a business called Playland, and apparently she tweeted something about it, so he's all excited. But please leave me alone. Where were we? Michael Johnson. I was trying to Google his record. That's why I had my phone in my hand. Let me just look at this. Because, he's just a bit pissed off that he's on. I mean, okay, lost to Justin Gaethje, lost to Khabib, beat Dustin Poirier, KO. I mean, that's a great win. Lost to Nate Diaz, lost to Beneil Dariush. I mean, they're all absolute killers. They really are. But the reality is, if you've won one and lost four, in your last five, then something has to give. And I guess that was a main card spot. So, I feel for Michael. I guess he's going to go out there, put on a great performance, and he'll be back on the main card. Okay, this is a little bit, I'm thinking outside the box here. You register at betdsi.com. You use the promo code ME25. And you get your $25. Now, big undercard, co-main event. Big underdog, should I say? Vitor Belfort versus Uriah Hall. Vitor Belfort is. What are the odds, Lewis?
Right now, this isn't. This is some generic odds. So please don't quote me if BetDSI does have a little bit of different odds, but it's right around plus 175 for Vitor Belfort as the underdog, minus 245 for Uriah Hall.
Now listen, Vitor Belfort is he's very much diminished, shall we say? And we talk about that all the time. But he's still dangerous in that first minute. He can still explode. Now, it's free money. It's $25. Register, betdsi.com, promo code ME25, $25. Put it on Vitor Belfort. If you lose, well, so what? It never costs you anything. But you never know. It might just win, and that will get you back around $43, $45. It'll be a bit of fun. You'll enjoy the co-main event more. And then you got $45 to play with on a real bet. So, betdsi.com, promo code ME25. Stick it on Vitor Belfort for a bit of fun, for a thinking outside the box bet. Boom. There you go.
Dude, I'm gonna disagree with you a little bit, my friend.
Okay. Well, it would be the first.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna say stay away from that fight. I'm going to say stay away from it because the truth of the matter is Uriah Hall, you're not going to win much money, and we all know that he's going to fucking kick Vitor Belfort's head into oblivion, and we're hoping.
All right, so who do you put it on, smartass?
I'm saying put the money on Jessica Rose Clark. It's right around even money.
To beat Paige Van Zandt.
To beat Paige Van Zandt. She's coming off of, I believe it's 2 wins in a row.
Listen, I totally agree because this girl, sorry, what was her name again? I've forgotten.
Jessica Rose Clark.
Yeah, she's actually a bit of a badass, and Paige Van Zandt might have a bad matchup here. Is she a big underdog as well?
She's not a huge underdog, but it's about even money. I think it's a much better bet. I think that Paige, she's, once again, dude, if you're not dealing with adversity in life and you have the easy path, she's a beautiful girl. She's got the Reebok deal. I think that this girl